I'm like, yes, this is my go-to. So it's like those things like that, to have people be able to experience it in the moment, have engagement with it, and then really just be able to walk away with tools to be able to use in their life is so important. And then with the Norfolk Food Policy Council specifically, that's just a really major collaboration, because again, it's a good 10, 15 people, if not more.
This is Blair Durham with Black Wall Street Today, your media hub for all things Black business and related news, strategy, and events.
Welcome to this edition of Black Wall Street Today with Blair Durham. I am, as always, excited to share with you all. I am so thrilled for the conversation we're going to have today with Jay Boone, who is the founder and president of CUSP, Keeping Us Secure and Prosperous. I still remember the day I met Jay, her beautiful face. CUSP was founded in the beginning of 2020 by Jay Boone, a Berkeley resident who realized that if the community needed help, it was up to the community to do it. And boy, is she right. What started out as a trip to the store to purchase food and essentials for the houseless turned into a holistic 501c3 organization focused on all things food access. Jay is president and founder of CUSP, program director for the Crown Project, a Feast VA trainer, co-chair of the Norfolk Food Policy Council, and a proud Black brand member. We're so happy to have you, Jay.
Yes.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
This is excited. Yeah, exciting for sure. This food security piece is huge.
Yes.
Maybe you could just help kind of ground the conversation by sharing some of the high-level data around food security, particularly in this region. So what would you say? On average, how many out of every maybe 10 people are dealing with food insecurity, or whatever data you have to share?
So thank you for, again, this opportunity. I love Black brand. I love Blair. She's amazing. So anytime I can be in your space, I'm excited. So just statistically speaking, from a national standpoint, I believe the statistic is about 1 in 5 children go hungry.
Oh, wow.
And so just in our community alone, when we're looking at Norfolk specifically, when we talk to like school nutrition and otherwise, they are seeing a decline in kids in the schools. They're seeing like families leaving, different things like that. And we have this very nuanced conversation because their core community has different needs and population, a transient population that it's in here, and we're kind of mixed in there. And so we just see an increase across the board where in food pantry lines and resources, it's not rare. Before it would be people walking up, busing up. Now we're seeing cars. You know what I mean? Like it's the socioeconomics and the people that are needing things or needing more resources has been expanded. And so therefore now the work has also been expanded because it's no longer just, I know you need something, I know you don't, if that makes sense. I saw that a lot growing up, being a military kid, where I think people just automatically assumed because you were part of the military infrastructure, you're good, right? Everything is taken care of. And like now we have programs like school nutrition in Norfolk that provides free lunches for students, but when I was growing up, you had to meet a certain quota on your economics. And if we made $100 too much, that means you had to figure out how you were going to eat for the day. And now there's just more systems and care around that topic, and knowing that especially children, sometimes that's the only time they get to eat is when they're in schools or in programs or in things like that. And even it goes as far as our elderly as well. When they go to senior centers or they go to community functions, that's when they're able to get distributed food from us or to get meals and things like that. And so it's really become more of a community impact that we have to kind of collaborate and come together, because this, like I said, this conversation is nuanced. And we just got to put everyone on the forefront. I think the most connectivity piece that I can say to anyone is that we're all human. And as humans, we all need to eat. And so I feel like that should always be our first prime thing that we focus on, because it affects every single person in our community.
Yes, yes. It's such a conundrum, though, when you think about it, Jay. In the wealthiest, nation in the world, or however you want to conceptualize of the United States, these United States of America, we're still dealing with this very basic issue of making sure that everyone has access to a meal. Like there's not an actual shortage of food.
Yeah.
There's something about the way in which resources are distributed.
Yes.
That means that not everyone is having an opportunity.
Yeah.
So I think the work that you're doing is so important, helping to bridge the gap and connect dots for folks that, as you mentioned, we may not assume that they're not having a meal.
Yeah.
I love that.
I try to tell people that it's like, even when we're doing any type of education or just providing resources, giving people information, even in that moment, if you don't know that you're going to need it, know anyone that might need it, I think it's still important for you to know these things because you never know, right? I think COVID specifically taught us that. I think everyone was like, oh, we're good. And then it was like, no one's good. And what do we do with that? You know what I mean? And so...
what an interesting time to have lived through.
Yes, right.
And to be on this side of, knowing that implication is still,
Yeah. But I think the biggest part is that with everything is that we're learning from what we went through. And it's like, so I see people now, I think there was a boom in people starting nonprofit organizations in 2020, ours included. But because of that, it's like, what can we do now differently? Because whatever we were doing before has to be kind of shifted. We're in a totally different world. I know that we always want to say that we're getting back to the old way or getting back to, how it was. And it's like, no, we're not. And I don't think we should.
Not ever.
And I don't think we should. I think we should aim for something different and better and using whatever was working and growing and expanding on that.
Yeah. That's beautiful, Jay. And I think it's spot on, too. So I know one of the things that I mentioned has to do with your work with the city of Norfolk and being a part of their food policy council.
Yes.
Can you talk about that work? I imagine there's a lot of collaboration that happens by virtue of your involvement with that council. What is that that you're doing there?
Yes, so the Norfolk Food Policy Council came about because the community was noticing that there are a lot of food deserts in Norfolk specifically. And then even more so when the grocery store burnt down on Church Street, it impacted that entire circular community structure. And then we got to see...
And it hasn't been replaced.
It has not.
Interestingly.
Yes. And those are the things that we're like, okay, well, Norfolk, how can we work with you to figure this out? So it's a group of organizations, of just community members, some businesses, all coming together and trying to figure out a game plan. Again, utilizing the foundations that are already there, but trying to expand on them and think about different ways to better impact the community and solve this issue of food access. Just one of the things that I think was kind of eye-opening to us is that we were looking through, some of the boards and commissions that are there, and there's no board or commission in Norfolk that's like just speaks to food access. There's a lot of social issues and like other things, but nothing right on the money with just food access. And that, I think, also tells the story. And maybe if we just have a group like ours come together and just tackle this issue, we could be an asset to the city and to the community to help expand this conversation. And I think that's another conversation, is that every community is different, right? So every community, just because it's a block away, doesn't mean that it has the same needs or wants the same things. I think it's very important that we're listening to the community that we're serving, and what do they want and what things do they need, so that we can provide those to them and not just give them what we want to give them, because it's not going to help anyone.
Very good. Hey, if you've just tuned in, this is Blair Durham with Black Wall Street. Today, I am talking with Jay Boone, who is the founder and president of CUSP, Keeping Us Secure, and Prosperous. We're talking about the nonprofit organization that she leads, particularly in the food security space. And so thank you for your work there. So far, we've kind of been talking more so about thought leadership and ways that, your voice is really helping to move the needle, so to speak. So, but what is the work that you're actually doing?
Yes.
Just from an operations perspective, how are you getting food to people?
Yes, so we strive to always collaborate. We're trying to bring the village together. I think right now everyone's kind of operating, we do things, but it's just about connecting those pieces. So we have partnerships across the board to make sure that food access is available, especially to the Black community, but also the intersecting disadvantaged communities. Yeah. So we have our partnership with the food bank, which allows us to supply fresh produce. We also have our community gardens to help us create these produce options in the communities for the people, create knowledge and education around them. We have our Prosperous kitchen cooking demonstrations where we go around and teach people how to utilize those plant-based options and create meals different ways and through different taste buds. And we also do just distributions and door-to-door deliveries of food as well.
You're listening to the Black Wall Street Today with Blair Durham podcast. I'm the producer, Seiko Varner from Positive Vibes. So we would love for you to do a few things. Like this episode. You're going to like it anyway. Share this episode. It's worth sharing. And tell other people about the podcast. Sharing is caring. Let's all get wealthy.
Yes, so we are just trying to, again, holistically strategize and collaborate to bring all the pieces together. And we collaborate specifically in different communities because those organizations are already there and impacting, and they understand the community that they're serving. And so we just want to add value to that and work in our zone of genius. If everyone is able to work in their zone of genius and bring all those pieces together, we could have a great and amazing community, even more amazing than we already have.
Yep, I wholeheartedly agree. So I know folks listening are probably thinking, wow, this is an organization I would love to connect with, partner with, volunteer with, donate money to, just all of the things. So is CUSP looking for board members at this time?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes. So we are, outside of you just knowing your zone of genius, where your interests are, right? If you're finance, if you're IT, if you're content creation, whatever the case of gardening, we love farmers. But outside of that, we just want you to be zoned in on your mission and your purpose of serving the community, of making sure that food access is available to all in the community, because we are a working board. We're in there getting our hands dirty day in and day out, and we just want people that are aligned with that mission outside of just everything else. We can teach you those other things, or we can get a class, we can get a course, whatever the case is, but we really want you to be tapped into that and just be willing and able to engage and impact the community with us.
Yeah, that's awesome. And so someone who's listening that says, you know what, I would love to be a part of that mission.
Yes.
How do they go about getting in contact with you? What steps should they take?
Yes. So you can always reach us or find out any information on wearekusp.com. That's wearecusp.com. And you can also contact or email us at contact@wearecusp.com. And we're always available. Reach out to us, send us your resume, whatever your ideas are for collaboration. There's ways to support our mission on our website as well. And then just learn about the events that we have going on, so that way you can, come out, engage with us, and just learn more as well.
Events.
Yes.
Let's talk about the events that are coming up.
Yes. So we are excited. We have 2 events happening on July 26th. So next Friday, or this Friday, we have the Collie Community Center at 6 p.m. We're doing our Grow Together gardening workshop, and that starts at 6 p.m. or 6:30 p.m. My apologies. 6:30 p.m. We will be showcasing basic gardening skills and also composting skills from a resourceful way. So we're going to teach you how to use the things around you to create food for yourself, for your family, and your community, and come up with a plan of action for us all to succeed. And then following that, at 8:30 p.m. in Berkeley, we have our Southside Movie Night series, where we're doing an outdoor movie experience. Bring your chair, bring a friend. We'll have snacks out there. We're just going to build community around this space, because we are breaking ground on another community garden in Berkeley in October, and so we just want to keep figuring out ways to bring the community to Berkeley so that we can just engage with you and expand on that and create ways of food and access.
Wow.
Yes.
Exciting. July 26th going to be a big day.
Yes.
Are you requiring registration for either of those two events?
Yeah, so there is a link for the College Community Center event that is on the website. That's just so that we can make sure that we have a count for everyone coming, and there is some goodies that are going to be given out to the people that are participating. So we just want to have that ready for you. But the movie night is come as you are. Come, we hope for that you come by 8 p.m. just so that you can get a seat, get your snacks, and get comfy. But other than that, we're starting at 8:30 and moving along.
Okay, wearecusp.com. So
Yes.
that's WEAREKUSP.
Yes.
.com.
Yes.
For more information about the two events, registration about for the gardening event.
Yes.
Okay, right there on the website. Very good. Very good. I think about your work from a couple of different perspectives, Jay. I know that for a while, Black Brand was looking at the food insecurity space as well. We had this entire campaign called Food is Love, and we were trying to work with farmers, and we wanted to think about. We just saw a relationship between whether folks can thrive physically and whether they can, thrive professionally, if they can become entrepreneurs, et cetera. One of the challenges, though, that kind of persisted at that time was that there really was not a lot of conversation. It seemed like it was a new dialogue, although it was clearly an issue. There just wasn't a lot of activity in the space. But now we're seeing lots of conversations coming online. And as you mentioned, lots of nonprofits that are emerging just to focus on this issue, which I think is phenomenal.
Yes.
Right? How are you sort of collaborating with other nonprofits that have the same mission to bring about a greater impact, would you say?
Yeah, so we, in our partnerships, one of our first partnerships was with the Crown Project. We worked with them on the Nighthawks program that they brought back to the city after COVID. We just started distributing food weekly to the players and the community there because we were just like, well, they're playing games. We don't want to just feed them, this. We want to give them like fruit and things like that, something to sustain themselves. Right. And then we branched off from there and we went to the First Baptist, to the Ready Academy with the Beyond program. So we were teaching 1st to 5th graders gardening skills, teaching some nutrition, entrepreneurship with them, mental health, all these different components that really branch off from food access and the importance of it in those conversations. And then from there, we've just expanded with our partnership at the Boys and Girls Club in Southside, to have a garden with the community centers, the senior centers to distribute food. I personally became a Feast Virginia food educator because I saw the importance of really understanding the nutrition aspect behind the food. We want to make sure, and I think that's one of the things is that.
Say more about the Feast Food Education Program.
Yes.
I think there may be others interested.
Yeah, so
Feast
Virginia is an expansion of the Feast LA, which is basically a 5 to 12 week course that really breaks down food education to the participant in a way that is just you can understand it. You really get to understand, yes. And people are able to engage. They're able to learn and try a recipe that's plant-based. And they also get a gift card at the end of each class to go and buy those things. And I think I love that program because it is speaking holistically and actually solving a problem. Yes, I'm teaching you. Mm-hmm. Yes, I'm showing you and letting you taste and experience, but I'm also giving you the access to let you go and get those things,
Which
right?
is so important.
Yes, and connecting those things. So that's why I really fell in love with that program. And Bev Sales is the president of the organization.
Oh, good.
Yes.
Okay. That used to have the 5 Points Farmers Market in Norfolk. Okay.
Yes.
Very good.
Amazing. And we've really connected on our mission and our shared goals, and just having those classes around, working with the Newbie Foundation and being a Tower Garden ambassador, going out and setting up these ways for people to grow food, specifically children in schools, so they can see and grow food and taste the food. And even at the Ready Academy, we have a tower as well provided by the Newbie Foundation. And just seeing the kids pop off a leaf of basil and just like want to try it and like excited to try and like, oh, we grew it, and like just all these things, that's so impactful.
Peppery, delicious basil.
We were in the garden the other day, like watering the beds, and we were just pulling out carrots, and they were being able to eat them. And they were like, we grew these? I'm like, yes, like you did that, you know?
Wow, yeah.
And I think that's super impactful in that experience. Is giving those notches, those successful things, and learning from, you know, the experiences too. So just with all our partnerships, with our organization on our board, we're lucky enough to have 2 mutual aid soldiers in these Hampton Road streets. We have Mix and Indigo, and they actually have a mutual aid organization, 757 Community Fridges, where they have free fridges set up around the community that allows people to come and leave food if they need it, or take food if they need it. And it's just a free access point that's 24/7 for the community to access these foods. And
love that.
Yes, it's super important, because a lot of times we have these conversations around this kind of corporate structure of feeding people, and people need food all the time.
Right.
You know
Not
what I mean?
From 9 to 5.
Yes.
Or, you know, they need food on holidays too, don't they?
Yes, all the time. And I think it's just really important to that conversation. And also, there's still a lot of stigma around needing resources.
Yep.
I think that's
no one
why
wants to have to go stand in a line and fill out a form, and
it's a lot of that. And it's like, so if someone knows that I can go in the middle of the night and still go get some food for myself or my family, I think that's very impactful.
It is. It's huge.
So it's just, it's like all these different angles where we're able to collaborate. Our cooking demonstrations that we just ended our summer series with Teams with a Purpose.
Very
good.
We're
collaborating with them. You know, they have the amazing garden on Church Street. They're about to have their Fuse Fest as well. But we collaborated with them in Support and Feed, which is actually an LA-based organization that's spanned across the U.S. And they have a location now here in Virginia Beach. And I've worked with Lisette, who is running that chapter of Support and Feed, and being able to put cooking demonstrations on with the kids and have them, you know, try different foods. We were eating chickpeas the other day, and it was just, we had them like 2 different ways, and they were like, what? This is amazing.
Chickpeas.
And I'm like, yes, this is my go-to. So it's like those things like that, to have people be able to experience it in the moment, have engagement with it, and then really just be able to walk away with tools to be able to use in their life is so important. And then with the Norfolk Food Policy Council specifically, that's just a really major collaboration, because again, it's a good 10, 15 people, if not more, that are brought together for this very impactful issue, not only affecting Norfolk, but all of 757. And so even with that collaboration, we hope to not only work amongst each other, but we're hoping that within, you know, the next couple months that the city will sign off on an allotment of funds that we'll be able to release in grants to also collaborate with others in the community to help impact the food access issues in Norfolk. So it's
awesome segue.
Yeah.
I was going to ask you next about how you envision sustainability for your work, right? Okay. We talked about the fact that it's an apparent need, and you as a custodian of that, like you as someone who are kind of spearheading initiatives to move this needle, how do you envision maintaining this, your ability to keep doing this work, right? And to be supported in doing it, and to bring aboard a team that can further kind of aid in these efforts. What are your thoughts? Are you getting the support that you need?
Yeah, so outside of our collaborations and just working, not thinking about what we can do, like as an organization, but what we can do collectively as a community, is where we try to start all conversations. At the end of the day, if we need to just do it, we'll do it, but we always want to try to bring the forces together.
Sure.
But then outside of that, expanding our board, finding other key members to be able to help with our programs and our mission would be super impactful to our work, because we could reach more communities, we could have bigger impact. Community support, whether it's volunteering at the gardens, whether it is helping us deliver and distribute food, if it is helping us with events, all of those things are impactful and needed, because it allows for us to just scale and help as many people as possible and have just, you know, successful events and programs. And even outside of that, if you're not able to come out, do any of those things, monetarily is always good as well. We have different opportunities, whether it is, one-time donation, whether it's monthly or even just a lump sum sponsorship of one of our programs. It is all welcomed. We also have other ways on our website as far as, our Amazon wish list, or you can support us with buying a tower garden, and we can help you set that up. And that helps support our organization just thrive and continue on with the production of food and support for the community.
Yeah. I know that there are those that are listening, as well as those that are friends of those that are listening, that may have an interest in starting a nonprofit organization. Of course, that space is near and dear, right?
Yes.
What would you say to someone considering going down that path? What words of advice, inspiration, what would you say to that person?
I would say that's great. I love it. I think this is an all hands on deck situation, right? There's never going to be too many people in this space. I would also say to tap into like Black Brand. You have Hampton Roads Nonprofit Alliance. You have Connect 757. Just see what other organizations are already out there, and see how maybe you can even bring impact to them as well. It's a lot to start an organization, right? It's a lot behind it. And so if you don't have to start from ground zero, if you can add your value to an organization that is already going and doing those things, that's great. If you're saying at the end of all that, hey, I still want to do this, great. What are you going to do differently? Because I think that's another thing, is that by working in our zones of genius and really tapping into that specific issue that you're like, this is what I want to fix and work on, that is really what's going to elevate the nonprofit space, this community, and otherwise. And so that way we're not all going for the same things. We're actually working in collaboration because everybody is offering a different piece to the puzzle. So I just say, just do that little work as far as connecting with the community that's already there, realizing what's out there. And at worst case scenario, you do that and you're like, okay, I see what they're doing. I want to do it, and I'm going to do it. Now you have a blueprint on how to maybe you can do it differently, or what you can do, or what you feel is missing. I think that's what's going to add the biggest value, and not have you spinning in circles of wondering why you can't do this or get that engagement or that grant, because there's so many people in that space going after that same thing.
I love that. Okay. So I've done my due diligence. Yes. I've done my homework. I'm going to start this nonprofit.
Yes.
Now what do you say?
When I still say it goes back to community. So you need to connect with the organizations, the entities, and the hubs that are already kind of bringing that community together. I say this wholeheartedly. The reason I love Blair and I love Black Brand is literally I learned about you guys in 2021. I got an invitation to go to the graduation of Accelerator program. Okay. And I made it on my vision board then. I was like, I'm going to be at the next graduation. And I applied, and I graduated in 2022. So I did that because I saw the importance and the value of being in a room, in a space where I could literally touch all of these other organizations and people doing this work, and being able to have these impactful conversations with people, because the general community is just trying to figure out how to survive, right? It's the people that have that inclination, that being like, oh, this is what I want to do and how I want to help. Those conversations are going to hit a little differently.
They are.
So you need to get into those spaces that are going to allow you to be around those like-minded people, to get those wheels going and your own purpose and your own mission that you have going on. So I think the whole thing that people say is get out of your silo, right? And I think that's super impactful. You don't need to know 100 people, but the 20 that you do know, how can you guys work together and how can you really get this going?
Yeah. So how can you deepen those relationships?
Yes. How can you deepen those?
That's so good.
Yeah.
That's so good. Jay, you are phenomenal, first of all.
Takes one to know one.
Yeah, right? No, I just appreciate you so much. Thank you for the work that you're doing with CUSP. Thank you for the inspiration that you are in this community.
Thank you.
WeAreCusp.com. That's WeAreKusp. Please connect with the CUSP mission. Learn more there, figure out how you can get involved, how you can support. So we'll look forward to seeing you on July 26th as well. Certainly you can register at the wearecusp.com website. I also want to urge you in just a couple of seconds to visit Black Brand's website as well. Learn more about what we have going on in the month of August. It's going to be hot, but we so look forward to engaging. blackbrand.biz. And thank you for tuning in. You are the best part of Black Wall Street Today, where we are building minds, we're building connections, and really we are forging the path ahead toward business success in the Black community. Black Wall Street Today is your premier media hub for all things business, research and analytics, networking, and development. We are a function of Black Brand, your region's Black Chamber of Commerce. I invite you to visit our website, blackbrand.biz, to learn more about conferences, cohorts, and other opportunities to expand your professional development. Whether you are a corporate professional, someone who wants to start a business, perhaps you're already in business, perhaps it's a nonprofit that you operate or a board that you sit on, we provide a lot on an ongoing basis to support your needs. So why not tap in? There are free opportunities. There are memberships available. We'd certainly love the opportunity to meet with you. August is an especially busy month for Black Brand. Visit our website to learn more about opportunities for you to engage. If you're someone who's passionate about education, maybe you are a parent or an advisor, or someone who is in that sort of education ecosystem, we certainly want to see you on August 1st at 757 School Board. We have our Women and Equality Forum happening at the end of the month. We have our Stash Symposium. August is a very busy month, and we'd love to meet you finally in August. Why not? Visit our website, register for an event, blackbrand.biz. Phenomenal. Stay with us online at Black Wall Street Today on Facebook and Black Wall Street Today on Instagram, and then follow us on Twitter as well at BWS Today. We look forward to talking again next week. Have a wonderful week. I have said and I will continue to say that the most important priority for the Black community is the Black community, not a particular political party. Phenomenal.
Hey, yo, when I say Black, you say Wall Street. Black Wall Street. When I say Black, you say